Guys are staying dry.
We are trying.
Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning.
Yeah, it is wet everywhere.
Wet everywhere.
Kila kitu iko
We've been
wet.
looking forward to saying that. We said it with so much passion.
Let me say muddy.
Rains are natural, but I think as a country and as a government, there was no proper plan to try and deal with the effects of the rains, and there was enough warning. The warning was given, and enough time was there to take precaution and do each and everything that was needed to try and reduce the effects of these rains that we are having. We have cheapened life so much, such that you wake up and you hear 70 have died in one incident, and life just goes on. Those are families, those are people who had loved ones, and for a country to accept and to normalize losing such a huge number of lives, I think there's something that needs to be done, and from the narratives we hear from those who are in Maimahiu, there was a warning. Even residents had raised an alarm over the whatever that was happening, and it wasn't even a dam. It was just some railway and a dug up place, and water went there, and it was too much, and then it spilled to the river that caused all this destruction. And I think we need the government right now is reacting. It's reactionary. It's waiting for the incident to happen, then they run there with blankets and food when people have already lost their lives. I think there's need for the government to take action before all this happens, because one life is one too many to be lost. And I think there is a need for disaster preparedness, proper disaster preparedness, such that we don't experience such a things again. With all the rains, there's a possibility of waterborne diseases.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there's that possibility.
I heard in Tana River.
Yes, people start cholera and and all such diseases, and there are no doctors in the hospitals. Just try to imagine that. How waterborne diseases can take you haraka. Unajua ukianza I'm told Nairobi of the app is called passing loose stool.
But of the down is
diarrhea.
Acquiring license.
Passing loose stool.
When you start passing loose stool,
yes,
and frequently, kwenda ni rahisi sana. And there are no doctors in the hospital. That's just how bad things are.
From the Sulai experience, whatever Kindiki was saying, or whatever the leadership is saying now, that they will be assessing all dams and the water hold-ups to see how safe and keep Kenyans safe around those places. This is something they should have done in 2018 when we were struck by the Sulai Dam tragedy, where we lost, I think, about 48 people. You can see this one, we've gone beyond Sulai. So for us to now look like we are beginning from somewhere, I think we have let Kenyans down. The government has let Kenyans down because we have had all the indicators. We have had all. It is not like we see landslides. We have seen them for the first time. Every other time we experience rain, we have these instances. The only difference is that the magnitude is never as big as this one today. But from those small instances, I am thinking the government was supposed to have picked up from then, and then ensure that moving forward, if rain came in the manner this one has come, we will not have such instances again. But now we are here, and we are looking like it is happening to us for the first time, even despite the fact that we were forewarned by the meteorological department and everyone concerned that this is likely to happen. We sat pretty, and now we are counting so many lives lost, a lot of property destroyed. People have been left homeless. I do not know how we will come out of this, but it is a big letdown to Kenyans.
How are we prepared? What what is the communication strategy? Because and we've talked about the CSS, Jeff, for a long time on this show.
Yeah.
That those CSS have the potential of embarrassing the president over and over and over and over, and we see them each and every passing day. Machogu, that was an own goal.
Kabisa?
And on 92th minute, actually. On goal, 92th minute. When education sector has had so many problems, this one was the least of the problems he could have dealt with. Ni kitu rahisi sana, just communicating. And you can't purport to communicate at 1 a.m.
You can't. On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. You can't.
What stops us from even putting it on TV? Because I'm sure there's no media house that would refuse to give that.
But at times I think to assume, we are assuming our experts, our scientists, we want to believe the mighty prophets, and we want to believe those people, who pray. And it's not bad to pray, and it's not bad to, to have faith. But at times, scientists are speaking. Just heed the advice being given. They are saying there could be a potential of flash floods or in Moranga.
Take precaution and ask them questions later.
And yes, they are saying the Tiba Dam or Seven Falls could burst.
Yeah.
You don't start praying that they don't burst, because they are going to burst. Take precaution and make sure that you are protecting the Kenyans, because the fundamental reason a government is in place is to make sure that they protect the lives and the property of Kenyans.
And that's a very wonderful idea until it comes voting time, and then we put some guys in there who've got no clue.
Every time.
But
what do we listen to the words, the prophetic words of Erick Noah Omondi, who's now building an ark?
While the one that the county had signed to buy has never been seen.
That's a dimple affair.
Me, I will wait for Noah Omondi to make sure that a snail is in the ark before I
two of them.
His and hers. A male snail and a female
let a
one.
snail huko ndani. I will also, because
And mosquitoes also.
I can let a snail, and I will believe. The deputy president just had a telephone interview on Inoro, and he says that so far in my Mahiu there are 71 deaths.
So,
The one they told us to vacate yesterday.
right. Now they say you can
We
use
have
it.
done our packages and stuff. We had to go back to production and edit our stories.
Now they've said you can use it.
Yes, now they are saying that
there we go.
71 deaths so far.
So then
And Nani Mwaura insisted it's 45.
45.
And
Not even the 48 that
this
we
morning
went
we
with.
are told it's
You know what that
48.
means? It's gonna go to over 100.
Yes.
That's what it means.
It could actually, unfortunately. It could.
What a mess.
It could.
Where do we go? Linturi?
Must go.
Venturi said he's been reading the Bible, and so no weapons formed against him shall prosper.
No, he needs to pray. He needs to pray like Waiguru prayed. I remember that time I was covering Parliament, and we were expecting, it was very hot actually, and we were expecting Linturi to come and table his motion on a Thursday afternoon. Only
To impeach her?
Yeah, to impeach Waiguru. Only to be told that Linturi will be a no-show. And he was taken to Naivasha. That's where he met the current Aldai MP, Marianne Keitani. That's when the love started now flourishing. and as fate will have it,
yes,
Marianne Keitani is one of the signatories of the motion to impeach Linturi.
110 of them.
The irony. The irony.
He's among 110 that have appended their signatures.
and the person who is now who is having the motion, wanting to table the motion, is Murutu's cousin.
Yes.
He's called
serious man from
Jack
Mula.
Wamboka.
Jack Wamboka.
And he says, Mimi, I don't want a Keitani.
No.
I don't want to be taken to Naivasha. I will be here.
I hear from the executive as well.
Ah.
There are mamas that
Wamenawa mikono.
Oh.
some people are just making us look bad. So
I think we need to take
just
some
need
action.
to take some
Or
action.
maybe in that fake fertilizer kuna mtu hakupewa ile kati
Yeah.
yake.
labda.
Kula kakitu.
Sio?
Na inaweza kuwa hata Linturi ameshikishwa tu pia handball. From the previous rulings of this previous speaker Muturi and even speaker Wetangula, you don't need a 2/3. Provided 88 MPs have signed that petition, it is going to come to the House. And once the House then decides, not by a 2/3, just by a simple majority, then a committee is going to be formed. Once a committee is formed, then they are going to investigate Linturi. It will call Linturi to come before that committee and ask him, now umeshtakiwa, unaweza jitetea ukiwa mara tatu, unaweza nyamaza kimya, uamue
Kuita mashahidi.
Vioja mahakamani.
ama ujitetee ukiwa peke yako. And so you will be given that chance, ajitetee, either anyamaze kimya, ajitetee aite mashahidi, ama ajitetee peke yake. And then after that, then the motion then comes back to the House when they will say, we find him guilty or we find him not guilty.
And if he's guilty,
So when he's guilty,
the executive will say,
it's not me.
Correct.
Sio mimi.
It wasn't me.
And again, for him to be found guilty by the whole House, it just needs a simple majority.
Which is
Whether kama kuna MPs 60 kwa nyumba, you need 26
of the 60.
60 you need 31 of the 60 because it's a simple majority.
Yes. 50 plus 1.
Yes. So it depends with how many MPs are in the House. Hata kama ni because the number of MPs that are supposed to be in the House at one given time is 50. So if assuming you have the least number of MPs which are 50, then you just need 26 to impeach
And 6 of them to
CS.
say aende.
Yes.
Na ataenda.
Anaweza enda. This one, hata kama ata survive, will have some very serious blows.